Right guys, so it's Sam from Lifestyle Bullies and we're back with another video again today. So from the 1st of February, that's it. American XL bullies are now illegal. So people are asking, what do I do if I own an XL bully and I didn't get an exemption in time? So by the end of this video, you're going to find out what it means if you own a banned breed here in the UK. Right, so let's get straight into it. So as I said, that's it. The American XL bully is now illegal. So what do you do if you if you believe you have an American XL bully type dog now and you didn't get an exemption form? A couple of people have reached out to us and they said that they didn't get the form in time due to get the exemption in time, due to circumstances personal. The problem is on that day, on the 31st of January, just before the 1st of February, at midday, the register was cut off for you to be able to sign up your own XL bully to have a certificate of exemption. According to the DEFRA website at the moment, it's just going to be the normal process for a banned dog in the UK. The government are asking for you to do is for you to contact your local police force. Now, this is something that you should take very, very lightly, and you need to know what it is that you're getting yourself into before you go ahead with that. So without even being forced to, you're going to have to then give your dog to the local police force because you've just admitted to them that you have a banned breed. What happens then is this is the start of a very long process, and trust me, it's a very frustrating process, and it's a process that not very many people win. So you have to be very careful and think before you follow this advice and just start ringing the police and telling them you've got an XL bully. It's not going to be all daisies and happy and sunshine. They're going to come and take your dog no matter what. And if you report it, you either hand over your dog there and then, or they're going to come and take your dog from you. So what do you have to do if you do have a banned breed now? So in the UK, there's 5 banned breeds now that you cannot own. A pitbull terrier, a Japanese toser, a dojo argentina, a fila brasiliana, and now the XL American bully. If you are known to either own, sell, abandon, give away, or breed from one of those 5 banned dogs, you are committing an offence here in the UK. And you can get up to an unlimited fine or up to 6 months in prison just for owning or anything like that. That's without it causing any harm to anyone before it's done anything wrong. The next thing is whether your dog is a banned type. Again, because of BSL, it depends on what they look like rather than their breed or their name. So if any dog you have matches many characteristics of any of those 5 breeds, you have potential of that dog being a banned breed. If you own a banned breed, the police or a local dog warden can take your dog away from you, whether it is being dangerous or out of control or not. It does not have to be out of control. They have the power to take your dog because it is a banned type. Remember that. If there doesn't have to be a complaint made, they can just see your dog through the window. That's enough for them to be able to take your dog. But the police may need permission from a court to do this. If you're in a public place, the police do not need a warrant. But if you're in a private place, the police must get a warrant to be able to gain entry there. The only other reason they wouldn't need a warrant for that specific thing is if they're gaining entry into a private place and they already have a warrant for something else, like a drug search, for example, then they're allowed to take your dog. But if they do not have a warrant, they cannot take it from a private place. It's a big thing to remember. Always remember that. Now, once that's happened and they have taken your dog or you've given your dog in for this, this is what happens, and this is why I said this is the very long and very sad bit for the dog owners. So the police or dog council dog expert will now judge what type of dog you have, whether it is or whether it could be a danger to the public. Your dog will then either be released to you back there on the spot once they've come into your house, or then it will be kept in kennels with the police so that they can apply to a court to get an order to exterminate your dog. So this is where the hard part starts. You're going to have to start to go into court now. Now, you're not allowed to visit your dog. This is a big thing whilst your dog is in court kennels. You're not allowed any contact with them whatsoever. And you can give up ownership of your dog, but you cannot be forced to. Because if you give up ownership of your dog, which they will ask you to if you get arrested for this, they will just kill your dog anyway. So do not fall into that trap. They will just get rid of your dog. If you have a valid certificate of exemption for your dog and it's not been acting dangerously, you may be able to keep it. So certificate of exemptions, like for everyone who owns the XL bullies, we've just applied for them online and we've been granted them. That scheme has been in place for many years since the Dangerous Dogs Act come in, and you can still do that now. but it's not the same procedure. This is the procedure that they take. So you'll then be having to go to court, and it is your responsibility to prove your dog is not a banned type. If you prove this, the court will order the dog to be returned to you. If you cannot prove it, or you plead guilty, you will be convicted of a crime. Now, I've already said what you can get for being convicted of this crime, and your dog will also be destroyed. But if your dog is a banned type, but the court thinks it's not a danger to the public, the court may be put on the index of exempt dogs, and they will let you keep it, and you'll get a certificate of exemption. So the answer to the question for anybody out there who is really wondering, one, if they've now thought all of a sudden you do have an xlbully type dog, because that's quite understandable. The government did not give anybody enough time to actually deal with this. Now there's more education out there, people like myself putting up the videos that we're putting up. Maybe people are starting to realise, hang on, I do have an xlbully type dog. So anyone in that situation, you are at risk now of somebody reporting your dog as an xlbully type dog and it being seized. So if you really want to think about it, you have one option here, and that is to unfortunately tell the police that you do have a dangerous dog, and then they come and hopefully assess it the right way, and then they determine he's not dangerous. But if not, then you are going to be looking over your shoulder every time when you go out. You are going to be always at risk of being convicted of that crime. So it's something that you've got to weigh up. And I know we're all dog lovers out there, but we've got to be serious about this. I've got to put out the right advice, and you've all got to make sure you know what's going to happen. Because when they take these dogs, the bit that I was saying about earlier is how this is hard, and it doesn't hardly ever go in our way, the dog owner's way. There's no statistics out there for crimes to do with anything really, especially not the Dangerous Dogs Act, any crimes to do with dogs. But there's no statistics about the Dangerous Dogs Act. So I can't tell you exactly how many dogs make it out of getting, once they go to court for being a banned breed, how many dogs make it out there with actually getting a certificate of exemption. But from the people I know and the personal experiences, one, the conditions that they're kept in at the time that they are taken into court and that decision's made, they are not fed right, they're not given the right attention. I've seen big xlbully dogs be starved so that they're not as powerful, not as strong, and they come out looking all bone and skin and bone. I've seen it with my own two eyes. Dogs come out of police kennels and they look like they are about to die, right? It is not the right thing, and it puts you all in a very hard place, and it puts you in a bad position. And truthfully and honestly, really, it is all your fault. For anybody who didn't actually take that time and be responsible to do the research before and get your dog exempt, it's now on you, and it's now your fault. Thank you for tuning in for the video. Big thank you for all the support recently. Like, comment, share, subscribe on the video, and we'll see you in the next one.